What's up, guys? So last year I showed you a team in phase 1 of Heroic Sith Raid called Traya's Order. At least I dubbed it that anyhow. My buddy IvanConquer actually sent in the footage and it showed us being able to do some decent damage. I think it's about 11% in the end to Darth Nihilus. Well, with the arrival of Relics, we're going to have another look at this team with one slight change to the lineup. And this time we're going to be able to get 45% in phase 1 with very little RNG. So let's get on with this video, guys. Let's do this. Okay, so before we get into the footage, I'm going to show you the relic levels and the kind of mods that are being used here, so you know these are pretty reachable for a majority of the endgame players. They're not all Relic 7, they're not all God modded. Most of them don't even have 6-dot mods. Here we go first with First Order Officer. Relic 3, quite reachable. Relic 5 is usually the point that it starts getting a little bit tougher. All 5-dot mods, standard speed set, 110 speed on First Order Officer. That's the only super important stat on him. You want the speed to keep the turn meter generating. Next up, Relic 7 on Executioner. This is the only Relic 7 in the team, so it's not going to be a super big draw on your resources. You don't have to get them all to 7. This is the only one that really matters, although this is quite doable with a much lower level. As we showed before, at 12.5, he had no problem doing over 11%, and he's pretty much the only one doing damage in the team. So whatever Relic you can get him to, you're still going to be able to make this work. He is all 6-dot modded here. What sets has he gone for? He's gone for crit damage and health sets, I see. You could just go all health sets. You could... It really depends on how you want him to work. I would probably go for this myself. He does gain more offense based on his max health, so that's exactly why he's done this. And we're going to be critting nearly all the time. Speed only 74. Speed is not all that important on him. You're going to get a lot of turn meter from the rest of the team. So yeah, that shouldn't be too difficult for most people to get to, because the relic isn't absolutely crucial at 7. Now we got Kylo Unmasked, the leader of the team at Relic 5. Pretty standard one to get to. Relic 5 is the highest I have on my account because it's quite reachable if you're just breaking down hollows. He's got 4 6-dot mods on this. He's gone for a mix of defense and health mods. Speed at 86. All that really matters here is you make him the tankiest in your team, so he starts with the shield buff. That's kind of it. Next up, Thrawn at Relic 3. He's gone for a speed set and a health set. Kind of standard for Thrawn, really. He's got 150 speed. You won't need to be that fast, but the faster you are, the better, obviously. All that really matters is we're going to be able to use Fracture a lot and, you know, pass around some turn meter if we really need to. Lastly, Traya, only Relic 1. That's actually really easy to get to. You don't actually need to break down any gear for this whatsoever, and you don't even need signal data for this. So, 112 speed, he's got her modded out with health and tenacity, and it's not really going to matter what you do here. All she's really there for is isolate, and that's it. So you just can pretty much just use an isolate over and over. You don't really want to hit him particularly hard because that's just going to kill the side characters a little bit too quick. So yeah, there you go. That's the relic levels and the mods. Let's get into that footage. Okay, raid run time. Let me break this down for you. First, we're going to use the special of Officer to Executioner. Gives him advantage. And now we're going to use his special to Nihilus. Stun Assassin so she doesn't stealth. Fracture Nihilus so his speed goes down. Isolate him and pass that buff to Thrawn so that Fracture is reduced in its cooldown. That's the hard stuff out of the way. Now we can kind of take it easy with our play from here. First Order Officer, use his special when you can. His second special, that will reduce cooldowns of First Order members. Always target Nihilus with Executioner. You don't want to get a kill on somebody else. That's just going to end the stacking mechanism of his kit. And the more health that we stack, the more bonus offense we're going to get for him. And we're just going to do more and more damage as the battle goes along. So we're going to target the side characters where everybody that is not named Executioner, and unless Thrawn has Fracture, then he's going to hit Nihilus with it to keep the turn meter down, reduce his speed, and all the other little benefits that we get from it. So we're going to Fracture him again now. Now we're going to hit one of the sides with Traya. We really don't want to be doing a lot of damage to those, so stun if it's available. The longer they live, the better, because that means the others are not going to be forced to hit Nihilus. He's not going to speed up. A great thing about all the debuffs, such as Isolate and Fracture and stuff, that go on to Nihilus is when we're having to use Execution as basic, we're guaranteed a crit. You're guaranteed a crit if he's debuffed and you hit him, and you also gain advantage as a result. So that also guarantees crits, and we're just going to be a complete critting machine with Executioner. So we're going to use that special with Officer there. Reduce those cooldowns for First Order. I don't know what he's going to want to do here. He's opted to shoot Nihilus, probably because Thoron actually does quite a bit of damage with his basic, and we don't really want to kill that side. We're going to try and prolong that life as much as we can here. Probably stun him again. Yeah, that's exactly what he did. Go for Fracture once again. I would isolate, pass that to Thrawn so we can reduce Fracture again. It's pretty much just a loop from this point, and the more you do it, the more you'll dial this in, you're less likely to make mistakes. I always try to do basic with Kylo Unmasked because it'll put taunt on him, and it does less damage to stunned enemies than his other special would. Here we go, past that once to Executioner. We're going to get that advantage, although he's already got it anyway, but it'll guarantee him another turn. We'll keep racking up that damage. I assume he's going to probably stun again, at least that's what I would do. He's deciding. Yep, he did. Yeah, that's exactly what I would have done. Yeah, he's opted to attack Nihilus there just to try and prolong it a little bit. He doesn't really have any turn meter or anything, so no real threat. He's going to have to kill that Marauder at this point, though, because Nihilus is close to actually reviving them anyway. So if he can bring them both back at full health, that's going to be preferable rather than him reviving one and the other one's nearly dead. All right, look at that damage. It's starting to get over 250,000 now for Executioner. That's what we like to see. That's how the big numbers are going to come onto these raid runs for you. And some of the overall runs can be incredibly impressive. You may as well probably hit him here. You could stun if you really want to prevent actually getting the additional speed on him. We got to time it so we use the shield at the right time, so Annihilate hits crew when he's got the shield up and he won't die. But we've only got one debuff on the team, and Nihilus is only going to get drains on debuffed enemies. There we go. He only got it off Traya, so he's only reduced his Annihilate by 1. Alright, stun on Assassin. It's a repeat of what we did earlier from this point. Special. Do not kill the side ones ever with Execution. I can't stress this enough. So many people on the initial video reached out to me saying they weren't getting big damage, what they're doing wrong. They eventually showed me some footage and they were killing the sides with Executioner. Well, that ends the stacking max health on him. So that in turn reduces his offense. Do not kill them, please. Don't kill them with him. He only hits Nihilus. Make use of Thoron's TM swap as well to Executioner. Keep him attacking even more. Right, he's getting ready to annihilate at this point, so you can see he's used the shield on crew. Fortunately, you've got 2 characters that can TM swap as well, so if you misjudge it a little bit, quickly swap the turn meter to Kylo and use the shield. He will always start with the shield because you're going to mod him so he's the tankiest character on your team. Really not difficult to do because he's a complete tank. He's got so much health and protection, especially once you reach Relic. You wouldn't even need Relic 5 for that matter. Like Relic 1 would do the job, I would imagine. He did a good enough job at Gear 12 on the initial video. Alright, stun Marauder. Pass that to Executioner. And continue wailing away on Nihilus. We've already done 11% at this point. That's the damage point that was absolute max last time with the Gear 12 team. And yet we're about to surpass that now. Probably this hit, in fact. I wouldn't be surprised. It's going to be guaranteed a crit. Oh, not quite past 11% with that one, but very, very close. Being guaranteed crits all the time, no matter which move you're using on Executioner, is just amazing. I love this team. Before, a lot of people were like, oh, I can't really use it because resistance do so much more damage. But now this team is going to do nearly 50%. And if you relic further, you probably are going to break that 50% barrier quite easily. That this is suddenly going to give resistance a real run for its money. Yeah, I see he's starting to land all these shots onto Nihilus. Nihilus's TM is very, very low. And Fracture is going to reduce it further. So you're fairly safe to do that if his TM is incredibly low. There we go. He's brought it back down a little. He's no doubt going to hit Marauder at this point, reduce those cooldowns. At least I would. He's umming and ahhing, clearly. That or he's distracted. Yeah, there we go. Back to Nihilus. He's about to get a turn. But he can't actually steal these buffs because he's fractured and isolated. He can just take them off you and that's it. Yeah, just use a stun. No, he opted for the basic. He's gone and got his taunt back. That's not a bad decision at all. Crew pretty much can't be killed without Annihilate by this team, so having taunt on him is probably a pretty smart option because the other ones can be killed. Executioner not so much due to the amount of health that he stacks. He will be the last one standing, I absolutely guarantee you. Right, there we go. We've got shield back on Crew. Nowhere near another Annihilate. He needs 4 cooldowns and nobody is debuffed. Well, as I said that, we got a debuff but took it straight back off anyway. So his next drain should get 0. There you go. Absolutely no cooldowns on his move outside of his normal turn cooldown. Does he want to take taunt by using a basic here, or is he opting to hit one of the sides? He can't actually stun Assassin yet, so okay, he's opted to get Tenacity down. That means next time he hits her, he will get taunt. Cooldowns. Now he's stunner. There you go. She's just annoying if she gets stealthed, you know? You don't want that to happen, so just always make sure you get her stunned as quick as possible. He does like to shoot with Thrawn there on the basic, I noticed. You can choose to do that if you want to, as long as the TM's low, you're not in any danger. He does gain additional speed from being hit, but with Fracture and the amount of turn meter that's getting past to Execution here, you don't really have to panic too much. Just don't go ham on him, basically. The last thing you want to do is have everybody attacking him. All you're going to do is reduce your overall score. Right, back to Executioner, sorry. Wrong character there. Stun. So you get the gist of this. It's very, very simple to do. And the longer the battle goes, the more Executioner is going to ramp up in his ability to do damage. We're going to get to the point where we're going to start hitting close to 400,000. I'm not sure where we're at the moment. I haven't paid close attention to his hits. He's about to get another turn, so we'll see if we broke the 300 yet. Nearly 290 something there. 94, 96, I couldn't quite see. The joys of 4 speed and bad eyesight. 250,000 on the basic. Crazy. The amount of turns he gets with Thrawn in the team as well is incredible. You notice how he passed the turn meter to Kylo there. He's obviously considering using the shield. Alright, one more big smack. We're going to break that 300 barrier. Whoa, 411,000. What? Where did that one come from? We passed 25% on this run now. Still 4 from Enrage. Okay, you're definitely going to want to use that shield next. Not quite going to need to swap turn meter to Kylo though, because he's got so much of it, and Nihilus is very, very low in turn meter. Just that's the point where you'd really have to keep an eye on things. Right, around now I would probably want to get that there. He's gambled a little bit there. He's gambled that he would beat Nihilus to the turn meter despite Nihilus's increasing speed. I'm not sure I would have felt comfortable doing that. I would have probably swapped some TM, but that's going to pay off better for him because that means more TM for Executioner. Alright, get that Fracture on. Boom! Nihilus must hate these guys. For me, this is a much more fun team than Resistance. I don't know about Resistance. I've used it so many times in this raid, and I just don't enjoy the runs. I didn't even enjoy them when the raid first began. Whereas this team, I think, is really, really fun. And most people have Traya these days. So when I initially launched the video, some people were saying, oh, well, I've got to have Traya to do this. Well, at this point, this raid is over 2 years old. I would imagine everybody except the new players has her. Because even like low-tier guilds are beating this raid now. This raid has become pretty obsolete, so now it's more or less a battle for those top 10 spots, so you can get the better gear boxes. Hit the side. He wanted that shield. Who's he going to pass to? I would assume... Oh, he's passed to Thrawn so he can get the Fracture. Fair play. That's not a bad decision at all. Ivan knows what he's doing. Really, really good player. Absolutely fantastic in his use of First Order as well. So big shout out to Ivan for this footage once again. Okay, so we've reached Enrage now. Is he going to stun? Yeah, he does. He's going to keep prolonging it as much as possible. 500,000! Whoa, what a shot. We're at the 35% mark. Look at the damage. Each of these shots doing so much. You're able to do like 1 million damage in less than 3 hits. Where was this team when this raid started? Another isolate. Another fracture. Nihilus just can't get a turn. That's the problem he's having. There we go. Use the shield. Prolong it a little bit more. Now he's got to wait until that TM rises to even be able to kill Kylo. And he might be able to kill the other two with a drain if he's got it and an AoE attack. But he's not going to be able to kill Executioner with that. There's so much health that has been stacked by this point. Oh, he's using all the shields now. So now Thrawn won't even die. Well, that didn't actually kill Traya. She survived. Fair play. Pass that back. Another big hit. What are we going to get? Another 500. I was wondering if we were going to hit 600,000 at this point. But I get the feeling he might just get us. Okay, he's turning airplane on by the look of it. Guess he wants to make sure he got a really good run for this video. So 42% so far. And we're down to just Executioner, and Nihilus is really pissed about this. 43. Man, this is amazing how much damage Executioner can take. You'll pretty much just carry on until Annihilate, I would imagine. As I say that, we're approaching red health, so maybe not. Well, yeah, she practically made it. He's got 1 turn till that point. Yeah, 45.3%. And that's the raid run over. So there you go. That's the video in a nutshell, guys. Really not that difficult. And the reason there's little to no RNG in this is because the only person really ever attacking Nihilus is Executioner, who's gonna pretty much have tenacity up the entire time from Officer, which means he can't gain a debuff when he hits Nihilus with a basic. And in turn, there's nothing for Nihilus to ever drain. So you never get caught out by suddenly him cooling down his Annihilate by 5 or something, because it's never going to happen. 1 is about the absolute max he'll ever get. Very, very easy to time it and use the shield, therefore you don't die. Hopefully this helps you guys out. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. And until next time, we out of here.